So, hello and welcome to another episode of Rebel City Podcast. This week's episode is with Tony Costello from Glasgow band Tijuana Bibles. Now, due to time constraints, I'm having to do this intro on my phone, so apologies if it's not up to the sort of usual audio standard, but needs must. We had a great conversation with Tony. I got them in because they've been away for a couple of years working on their first album. And they've got a gig coming up an all-dayer at St Luke's, which is taking place on Saturday the 10th of August. And we sat down with Tony and we spoke about getting started in music as boys from Glasgow. I used to be a musician myself. We spoke about like our dad's attitudes towards it. He was talking about his dad's attitude towards him writing poetry, and it was my dad's attitude to me sitting up at 5 a.m. playing guitar when I had university the next day, and we had a bit of a laugh about that. But we also spoke about the dynamics within a band, the politics of creativity, and what is the sort of best state to be in to actually be true to yourself while being creative and not considering outside influences as in like what other people would like to hear. We spoke about how to make money in 2019 in the music industry, which is, I'm sure you will understand, with corporate entities like Spotify and Apple Music, it's not that easy. Spoke about sponsorship, touring, and we also spoke a little bit about Celtic, as we're all Celtic fans. So I really enjoyed having this conversation. Tijuana Bibles are a band that I absolutely admire and think are a very original band, and we spoke about their sound in this conversation. So I hope you enjoy. Just in a couple of days we'll be putting out another podcast with the guys from Glasgow San Poli, which was another great one. So that will be coming out in the next couple of days, and I hope you keep an eye out for that. But without further ado, here's Tony from Tijuana Bibles.
Lightning falls when there is panic in the sky.
So hello and welcome to another episode of Rebel City Podcast. This is number 2 for the day, so I don't know.
A number we don't know what anymore, as we established earlier on.
We were asking with Cullen, you heard of Cullen?
Aye, cool.
We had Day Boys in earlier on, and we were like, what episode is this? We've not got a fucking clue. No clue. Who knows about it?
Have you been in here quite a long time then, just continuously? No breaks, just...
No,
I think
it's
this is
just
about as busy as we get on a day-to-day basis. Two's the most, because after 2, my legs just stopped working.
These fucking computer chairs. Anyway, this week's guest is Tony Costello for Tijuana Bibles. How's it going?
Aye, good mate, thanks.
First funny story, the first time I heard of your band, a guy said to me, "You want to go and see this band I seen last night in King Tut's called Tijuana Bibles?" And I was like, I put it into my phone and was like, "That's Tijuana, mate." And he was like, "Alright, sorry." I just say it as I see it. I was like, "No, it's definitely Tijuana."
That happens. That was like the first radio interview we ever did, or one of the first. The guy was like kind of bordering on calling us Tuna Bible. We've got Tuna Bibles here or something like that. But it was going out live, so we were kind of like, do we interject here?
What's the etiquette here?
Yes, we are Tuna Bibles.
Tuna Bibles.
Thanks for Tuna.
So where did you get the name Tuna Bible?
I'm going to start a tribute band called Tuna Karan.
Nice.
We'll go for that. Cheers for taking time out, man. I know that you are recording and stuff, man, and
No, well, thanks for
taking a bit
the
of time to
invite.
come in and talk to us. But thought it was a good time because you've got the all day, and you haven't been about for a bit as well. You've been very quiet. So.
Aye, that's kind of like self-inflicted to begin with, but like we've just been out that long from playing live that we'd hoped to have kind of had the album tied up and out by now, but the producer we usually work with, Thomas McNeath, we were doing our best to kind of try to fit in with his schedule with touring, because he's away with Gang of Four quite a lot. So like we were trying to.
Is he their sound engineer or?
No, he's a bass player.
Right,
so,
fuck man. Gang of Four are fucking amazing.
Dynamite,
and fucking so influential as well, like ridiculous.
I know. I'm glad Thomas isn't here for you saying that, because like not that way where like, you know, usually you wouldn't want somebody to be paid a compliment. It's just that he's that nice a guy who would just be like, not to probably be out that window actually.
Right.
Like it's just that he doesn't take any credit for it, but he's a brilliant producer, and we've only really worked with him. We recorded somewhere else before and ended up sending it to Thomas to get it mixed because we were just used to his high standards. So, but that just wasn't going to work out. And next on the list was Chris Marshall and Johnny Madden at Seven West Studios.
Right.
So they've kind of come to the fore like while we were sort of waiting to do the album, and everything that I hear coming out of there is just better than the last thing. So really excited to work with them. I think it's going to be the end of the year. We're going to get it smashed out in a couple of weeks.
Seven West down at Abercrombie Street.
I actually haven't been, but my understanding was it was kind of around Lo-Fi Way or whatever. I'm not sure.
Right.
I could be totally wrong there, but I just know that I'm really keen to work with them because they're top notch. So looking forward to doing that and then getting out to play more gigs, like you know, properly touring it again. Because we thought we'd take a bit of time to write and then get the album done, then go out touring again, because we were getting fed up playing the same set. And you can try to write while you're on the road and all that.
Yeah,
but it's just at one point you need to just get locked in.
The logistics are difficult.
Aye, definitely. Aye.
So where did it all start for you? Like, what was why did you get into being in a band? And I mean, I've seen you twice.
Right.
First time was because of Tijuana Bible's recommendation, and then the second time I think you were supporting somebody, and I can't even remember who it was, but both times been fucking blown away. I mean,
thanks.
especially like I think for coming from Glasgow, like the first time I seen you, I was like, fuck man, that's like Black Sabbath and Arctic Monkeys, and so just that like a good mix. But
that's cool.
That kind of mix where it works. Sometimes you get bands where they smash a couple of sounds together and it just doesn't work. But your sound really works, man, and I think you stand out a lot in the Glasgow scene for being not sounding like a Glasgow band, if you know what I mean.
How many have we watched over the years in club gigs where they were doing like essentially shit Oasis covers for 3 bands a night, like 5 nights a week, you know what I mean? Like, so it is, you've got like a really distinctive sound, and like I'm totally new to using in the build up to this, and obviously had a wee listen, and you've got this unique thing, but I definitely hear. I was like, there was one I was listening to, and I was into it, and this is if like Nick Cave get involved with the Arctic Monkeys, and there's like a whole thing, but it's still uniquely used. It's no way saying it's, you know, it's cool. But like the elements are like sections where I was going, there's a wee bit of a vibe of like Queens of the Stone Age, and like it's definitely not your average like Glasgow club fare. You know what I mean? Like, there's more substance to it than that.
Well, I think when we started out, like there was a lot of bands kind of floating around that were maybe still doing a lot of the kind of sort of Paul Weller type vibe, where it was a bit more kind of garage rock, but with a bit of a sort of mod type thread through it, and I think a lot of bands were like that.
So like Figure 5.
Aye,
like that
well, the brilliant band. Do you know what I mean?
Superb.
But there was a lot of stuff like that. They were really influential. There was a lot of bands kind of trying to be like them. And we just sort of, at the time, just thought, well, we'll do the opposite of that. And naturally, it's kind of like the stuff you kind of rhymed off there, that they're all bands that I absolutely love. Do you know what I mean? So we've never tried to be contrived in what we do, but naturally it just sort of, it seeps out into what you're making.
I mean, I think you can see it in, like, you know, big end bands as well. Like, so, you know, you can have an influence that you honour in your music without it still being yours. I mean, I think the one that I get is like Muse, for example. Like, there's pure sections of stuff you listen to for them where you're going, I can actually hear like a Queen influence there. It's not that they're, you know what I mean? It's still their thing, you know what I mean?
Aye, definitely. I mean, that's like, I mean, even the album that we've got coming up is going to be, I think, going to be very different from what we've put out before as well. It's still going to have, it's probably going to be more visceral and a bit more wild, and slightly more unhinged than what it's been before.
Good.
And probably lyrically, when I listen back to some of the stuff we put out before, I would like to think that I'm honing in on a lot more things in the album that we've got coming up. So and again, there'll be influences in there in music that we've been listening to, since we started listening to music. So it'll be interesting to hear what people think of that as well. But it's just, I don't really, well, even like way back at the start, like before I was even in a band, like my uncle used to like slide me CDs, like don't let your mum know that I gave you this kind of thing, like Rage Against the Machine and The Prodigy and stuff like that. But the whole
It's
time,
always a bonus to have a cool uncle, to be fair.
aye, that's
You know what I
it.
mean?
So that was kind of like the thing that really, because my mum and dad listened to like Motown and stuff, like which is amazing, obviously. But that's really what got me whenever he was like, oh, you should listen to this, listen to that. And then, like, obviously, like he's big into like Bob Dylan and John Lennon and that was his thing growing up. In the Doors, and the Doors were probably a big influence on us at the start as well. We were kind of quite bluesy at the start before we'd actually properly recorded and all that. So I sort of came from that and went to college. Didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I wanted to kind of be involved in music in some capacity. So I went to Stowe College to do music business and sound engineering course.
Yeah, that's that.
It's got to be one of the most popular courses in Glasgow.
The business and sound engineering course, and then the performance.
Aye.
The music performance course at Stowe College. It was like a who's who.
Aye.
Like who was in bands back then.
Aye.
I mean, and they had
You're
that.
amongst a good alumni out there, aren't you?
Aye, but I wouldn't have had the guts at the time to go for the performance thing. Definitely wouldn't have. Like, I would not have done it. Like
Right.
I can remember like going to college and thinking, I'm going to be way out my depth here, man. I don't know what I'm doing, because I was just basically writing songs and genuinely writing them, and I had a box under my bed like that, packed full of songs that I wrote without anybody hearing any of it. Like, and I was like, I need to try to kind of figure out how I'm going to do that. There's no point doing it, like, because I'd be up right through the night writing, and so I went there. And I was kind of rubbish at college, like an extension of school, just tossed about a bit. And I think I scraped the first year right enough. And then the second year I met my mate Ben, and we sort of started writing songs together, and we started the band for that, really.
Right.
And then my brother, who's now in the band in place of Ben, he's in the band, but his best mate, Mikey, he's the drummer in the band.
Okay.
And it just so happened that their band had just sort of split up.
Right.
So we pinched him. That was after my one of my best pals, Alan. He started off in the band as a drummer. He was just essentially too rock and roll for rock and roll.
So you like your Keith Moon?
That's his idol. And James who's the guitarist. He was in a band called Retrofits, and
Okay.
anytime I saw him, he was just absolutely.
He was a guy you were
amazing.
watching.
I was like, if I could make up a dream team here, I would have him on guitar, I would have Mikey on drums, and I would have my brother's, like, not to sound cheesy, he's my best mate, so it's cool just to have them all in the band, and kind of we all bring our own thing to it. Do you know what I
So
mean?
seeing that in the beginning, because I think one of the things
I'll
we
look at
kind of
another guest. Just ignore it. I'll cut it out of the audio. I'll cut it out of the audio. It's fine.
so like in that sort of beginning, like what we were talking about as we were discussing with sort of Cullen earlier on and guys like Chapter and Reverse previously, a lot of them have had a friendship that goes way back. You had it in your band as well, but you're describing there as something that's probably a wee bit more later in life, and like when you've got that box under the bed full of like song lyrics and ideas and all that kind of stuff, and you meet this other person, like where does that? Was this like? Do you instantly be like, oh, by the way, man, I've got stuff, or was this something you had to build up to? Like, was there just an instant connection between you, or was it just a process that you went
No,
through?
well, we were mates. We were good mates, and we most other folk in the class just used to go out and just get pissed and like just have a party, and then obviously like any other way you get to know folk, or I get to know folk, go and have a night out, and we kind of just did that on the reg and never really went to college, and
Right.
more and more we were doing that. I'd be going to his flat and stuff, and he was into his hip hop at the time and stuff, and he was like, let me hear one of your songs then, and all that, because I think I'd probably been walking about college giving it like, I've wrote hundreds of songs by the time I'd settled in. Do you know what I mean? Like, but nobody'd ever heard them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think I was getting to the stage where folk were going, he's just talking absolute shite.
Right.
So I ended up, I was drunk enough one time and just played a couple of songs. He had a wee acoustic guitar in his flat, played a couple of songs, and he was like, it's cool, right? I'm going to learn how to play bass and we'll get a
Just
band
go for
on the
there.
go. I was like, aye, cool. So he was, he sort of pushed to kind of almost like literally push me onto a stage.
Right, fair enough.
and then up from that, you know, I love it now, you know, but I still get mega nervous
Right.
before going on. But
I think it'd be something wrong if you don't. Like, I hated the pre-gig nerves.
aye,
I used to always think there's something wrong if I'm nervous. I shouldn't be nervous and that. But then you realise that that's your energy.
aye, that's 100%. Aye, that's
just focus as
that's
well.
what fuels it, you know, like aye, like you're standing in front of a bunch of strangers for the most part, and like you need that adrenaline to see you through. You almost kind of take you into autopilot and kind of forget yourself and do the best that you can. That's the best gigs you're going to have are the ones where you come off and you can't really remember it, like because you've just lost yourself.
Aye, you're just inside
Aye,
it.
that's it. And hopefully, if you do that, then other people that are there for the gig do that as well.
Definitely.
So, aye, and that's
I think that's a big
the goal.
responsibility you've got as a front man, is to actually like tap into that energy and
Aye,
and try and spread it out a wee bit, you know what I mean?
aye. Well, that is it. That's. I could never be like one of these guys that stands like with their hands behind their back,
Right.
kind of singing and hoping that everybody's going to lose their shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's only a certain couple of people that could do that.
That's
So,
exactly what I was going to say.
Aye.
It's like, so many people think that because Liam Gallagher can do it, that
Aye,
I'll
aye.
do that, that's what
Aye.
I'll do. And you're like, he kind of pulls it off. though.
aye, exactly.
You kind of don't, mate.
That's been the downfall of many bands, I would say. Like, as brilliant as Oasis were, I think they've spawned a lot of really shite bands as well. Like guys who are quite happy to just stand there looking at their gutties and
Aye.
like thinking that, you know, they look dynamite with this big light shining behind them or a smoke machine or whatever, like, and
That's
everybody's
almost
going to praise them. Do you know, it's just
It's almost the Fake Tales of San Francisco, isn't it? Where you're just like,
Aye,
you're a
aye.
Friday night rock star.
Aye,
You know what I
aye,
mean? Like, And that's
exactly.
cool if that's what you're after. Why? not?
definitely,
You know
aye,
what I mean? Like-
definitely, aye. But I think you can't really leave any stones unturned.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you really need to just give it 100% at everything. You know, you
So
need,
was it long
need to come at it
between-
from every angle.
Was it long between like getting the box out from under the bed and sharing it with your mate and then getting out and gigging?
Probably less than a year,
Right.
which seems like a long time, I suppose. But like honestly, I was just sort of, I would have just let it pass me by. I think,
Aye.
to be honest. But I can remember like the first time like I was walking the dog and I went in and I sat downstairs to my dad. Wrote a poem there, by the way. Da. And he's sitting watching Sky Sports News and he's kind of just turned around and went, all right. Sky Sports News back on again. And I was like,
Turning it up.
do you know what I mean? My love for you is like a... Right. But I thought, fuck.
The joys of being a parent is that when Wayne comes in going,
Aye.
here, I've got this thing that you're really not interested in. I'm really
Totally,
digging it. And you've got to find the balance between good for you and like, I don't really care.
Aye,
I
totally.
can remember my dad coming in. I was at uni and I studied architecture at uni, so my
cool.
dad had high hopes for me. Do you know what I mean? I can remember him coming in, and I think I just spent like $1,000 of my student loan on a fucking guitar.
Oh,
And
man.
he was like,
Doesn't sound like you at all, does
know.
it?
he was like, he's like, you seem to be taking this band thing seriously now. And I was like, well, I want to do it. And he just kind of went, just looked left and just like, I think he was coming in to go, "Well, you've got two choices here. Take your uni serious or keep getting out and drinking Jack Daniels until you vomit every other night. It's up to you." And I was like, I quite like the Jack Daniels.
Aye,
Like,
sounds good.
Door number 2, please.
My dad ran pubs, so I think he'd seen so many people try and fail that he was just like, he didn't have the heart to tell me, don't bother.
Fair, as long as his heart's in the right place, which is but same with my dad as well. You know, I need to say that he's now to this day so supportive of what I do, and like when he did see that I was actually like you know, that was out the blue. That, you know, oh, by the way, I wrote a poem. I was probably wearing a Celtic tracky at the time or something. He's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like writing a poem. Like, but
when you see you live, like I distinctly remember my dad coming to see me play live the first time and I come off stage and he was like, surprisingly, you're actually really good at it. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like, no, I'm on board. Like, you know what I mean?
It was
When
like
you're a wee
that.
guy and you've just spunked a grand on a guitar, he's just like, what the fuck?
I
Do you
know,
what
I know.
Similar sort of case if you're coming in and going, oh, I'm writing poetry. And you're like, is this my boy? You know what I mean? Like,
I know exactly. So, but I think once they had a few good days out at Tea in the Park and all that stuff
Aye.
on the minibus, we all their squad.
Opinions changed pretty
They were
quickly
quite
on that one, didn't
they
they?
were quite happy at that point. But aye. No, I do need to point that out. My dad's been really
aye,
cool.
supportive of it, you know.
Aye,
What
aye.
kind of politics? I mean, it sounds like you've done a thing that I did as well, where I started to see other bands and go, fancy that drummer. And
Aye.
drummer and going, I'm going to make calls with this guy and just sort of like muscle you at the front. But what kind of politics have you, like, I find that I found it really, especially as the front man as well, and I felt a huge sort of element of responsibility for everybody, and that it almost like ultimately became my decision for stuff. Do you know what I mean? Where
Aye.
it was like, well, this is your band. And that's why people seen it, even
Aye,
though
aye.
that kind of wasn't the case. But I felt that. But have you had a lot of sort of internal politics when it came to being in the band? And
Aye, but I think that kind of comes along with just, you know, the thing that we've got in the band really. Well, I care about my brother and Mikey and James much more than I care about the band. You know, like, so if it ain't going to work for them, then, you know, like, if they feel like they want to drop it all together and go and do something else, then they can. So that's always kind of that makes it quite easy in a sense, like in the grander scheme. But when it comes down to, we have plenty of squabbles and all that, and I think there's points where they're quite happy for me to be the front man and do whatever it is that I need to do, and then they can, you know, I would say that I have definitely got more responsibility as far as sort of, I don't know. I mean, like, well,
Being shit like
for
this.
instance, I'm sitting here,
Yeah.
and I know for a fact that one of them's hungover and the other one's away with his girlfriend somewhere.
Aye.
So, like, but I enjoy this. You know, that it's just a personality thing. I like meeting folk and blabbing away, especially about myself. Do you know what I mean? Like,
we actually find that. So I've been through Dame podcasts. You get invited onto other podcasts, and I can't stop fucking talking. So I'm like, I find it incredible when people come in and they've got a subject to talk about and they can't really articulate themselves. They feel like, and you're having to sort of drag it out them. So
Aye.
you're like 21 minutes in, and I don't think we've even stopped for air because you're just.
aye.
You've got that sort of flow state happening where you're just like talking. So I actually find that incredible because once I start, I can't fucking stop. It is. But that element of responsibility, I think it does fall on like the main guy. Whoever like is the main guy, you're like you're a dictator, or do you have like a democracy?
We have a democracy until I decide what's happening.
Right. So you listen to all sides of the argument.
No, I think there's a lot of times where I need to be held back. I don't mean physically in a violent sense. I mean, like, I'll do it. I want to go and gig anywhere. Like, I want to go, like, it's a huge ambition of mine to actually play in Tijuana, and hopefully at some point we can get that done, because we're hoping to go back to America next year and do a few gigs over there. So I'd like to do that. So basically I'll come in and out of nowhere. I'll go, right, I was talking to a guy and I think we're going to go and play a gig in Tijuana. Do you know what I mean? And like, they're just out their bed or whatever, and it's like, just fuck up, man. How the fuck, like, can we just concentrate on the gig in Glasgow next week? Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm probably guilty of coming up with all the stupid pie in the sky stuff, but every now and then it comes off. Do you know what I mean? But I think a lot of the time, like, Mikey's quite a sensible head. He's probably usually the one to go, I don't think we can do that. You know, think about it. Like, maybe we should try
Voice
this
a reason.
first. Daniel can be quite like that as well. And James, the guitarist, he's just kind of up for an adventure. as well. He'll kind of float along wherever it may take him. He's quite a bohemian sort, shall
Right.
we say?
Right. Do you have like fixed rules for like we used to have rules about like if you're the main songwriter, you get to make the decision like aye or no. Do you have like these sort of strange sort of dynamics happening? But
No, we just have a big argument about who done what at the end of it all, really. Like, so it's we've got certain splits and all that, certain kind of roles within the band when it comes to songwriting, and I like kind of really at the end we sort of just barter about it.
So I think you still kind of fulfil that role in terms of what we do here to a certain degree, because what you tend to find is that he comes with an idea and then I spend like a week arguing with myself before then eventually coming back and going, no, that's a good idea, dude.
Aye. Well, there's a lot of that, you know. I think that kind of, I think kind of being driven and being patient are they're not easy bedfellows. So like that can be that's I'll have a lot of that within myself. Where like I'll just go around and
I managed to
head
get my
about
process done for like 3 weeks down to 1, so well, there's progress. You know what I mean? Like, but it still does need him to do his frontman every now and again and go, no, we're just doing this, alright, and you go, right, cool, aye.
fair enough. How long he's been? When did this? So like that, I take it this has been the set lineup for how long's it been?
4 years, I think.
Right, so you've done so well
Aye.
for only having been together for 4 years.
Well, I think prior to that, the lineup was different, but so probably 6 years since we started.
Okay.
So we've done all right, but the last 2 years we've kind of, I just wish we could have got the album out quicker, but I listen to what we've got now. Is we've got the track listing sorted. It's all demoed, and it's going to be it's going to be a much better
Think it was
album
risky?
for it.
Because when you're a new band, it's momentum. And
Aye,
people talk
definitely,
about the momentum.
definitely. I mean, like when I look back at like some of the stuff we did, it came quite quick to us. I think like some of the stuff like some of the gigs we were getting and all that. Like when we put the EP out, the first EP, like it was the Art School. I don't know what it was called at the time. No, it was called the Art School at the time. Was it Capital before that, or whatever it was?
It was Capital. We used to play down the stair.
Aye. So like that was like one of our first gigs. Then we put the EP out, and that was like that. That was I think we played 3 gigs, and we put a song online, and then that ended up packed. That was sold out. I don't know. You can probably only get about 11 people in it anyway, but you know what I mean.
It was an alright size venue.
I think it was a good
Sound was usually pretty decent as well.
Aye. So that was good, and then like we kind of from that we went through our run playing all the kind of like basement ones in Glasgow, like, all that, and every time we played it was
Just
sold out, and then started to get a bit of radio play and all that, and again. We just got a manager at this point, so like up until that point we didn't have a clue what we were doing. We were just showing up and playing gigs, so we weren't trying to like let's try to sell this out or let's try to get it on the radio or that. It was just like a friend of the band like knew a few DJs and stuff, and he was just like kind of like helped out and just sort of gave it to folk, and then before you know it was getting played on the radio and all that. So it was quite a natural progression like that. But then all of a sudden we were playing Tea in the Park. We're supposed to be playing the BBC introducing tent. But then Errol Sweatshirt, that rapper, kind of dropped out, and we get moved to the King Tut's tent, which was like 12,000 or something like that.
It's not a wee tent as well.
Aye, so that was like going from like playing sleazies to like playing King Tut's tent.
It's a bit of a jump
Aye,
into
it was massive. But they asked us if we wanted to do it, or do we want to just stay on the BBC stage, which is like less than 1,000, I think. And we were like, nah, man,
Just go for it, man.
do it, do it, and it was amazing. It was absolutely brilliant. It was a few thousand in. It wasn't like capacity or whatever. It was probably a few hip hop heads kind of going,
What the fuck is going on here?
we idiot. But that was amazing. So that kind of queued us up for a good summer. We played Belladrum, Wicker Man, and I think we might have done Isle of Wight as well. And so like, and then
Wicker Man.
brilliant festival. So good.
Shame it's not. I think it's there.
I know. It's just kind of the way, innit?
Aye, that's this weekend.
Aye, I think it is. Aye.
It almost seems like all the fucking UK festivals have just died.
I know, it's just getting priced out of it, really, isn't they? Like, with the cost of
I
policing
think
and
the
everything.
smaller ones are pulling crowds in a way that wasn't previously the case before as well. You know what I mean? Like, I was looking at some of the footage for Belladrum this weekend. It was following previous guest stars David Blair, sort of Colonel Mustard and Dijon 5. And like, the crowd they pulled at Belladrum last night was incredible, man. Like, at the garden stage. Like, they've got video footage for and it's just a sea of bodies all crossing the road.
You can't fail to leave that without like
No.
a big smile on your face.
Absolutely. I think that's where we went for it. It's went down a size instead of Tea in the Park starting at 20,000 and ending up at 50, 60, 70,000. I think the festivals that are left have kind of went the other direction, like the Wicker Man and the Belladrum. Where they went, let's just have 10,000 people. Let's have Wayne's. Let's have the stuff that makes it great. And I think I prefer it personally because I think the bigger ones become a bit a Ned fest, to be honest with you. And the notion that you could sit and watch a band and just chill, have a few beers in the sun and enjoy, somebody you've seen at your local club or whatever is just
definitely
so much more appealing to me.
I
mean?
think it all comes down to who you book for it.
Yeah.
You know, innit? Like, and that's who. If you're going to book like kind of like BAMs, then you're going to get BAMs.
Of course,
like, but I think that, like you say, I think it's there's more of them seem to be popping up that are just kind of a bit more manageable.
Yeah.
So see when you get that sort of opportunity to go and play that prestigious, because that is a huge sort of stage, the King Tut's 10, do you have a moment of like, fuck, like, like, or sort of self-doubt of being like, should we be doing this or do we deserve to be here type thing?
I mean, I get that a lot. Like, even like this thing here, like, we haven't put anything out for like, we put 2 songs out or something in the last 2 years. For me, that's not, it's not cool. You know, like, so the fact that we are like, well, there's a reason we've been writing and we're actually writing the second album now. So we're kind of, it's not like we haven't been doing anything, but I just feel that, if I'm being completely honest, that I feel a bit like an imposter that we are actually headlining that.
Right.
But when we're on stage, I'll probably have that in mind as well, and I just hope that takes us up another 20%. Do you know what I mean? Because I know when we're there, I know that we're going to smash it because we just do.
Yeah.
But I would kind of I get that a lot. But that's kind of what drives you as well. Do you know what I mean? You can't kind of just sit about and listen to all the stuff you've wrote and remember when we played
great.
that. Do you know what I mean? Like you need to move on and crack
we wrote
on.
this great song 3 years ago.
Aye, do you know what I mean?
Aye.
So you always need to kind of self-review what you're doing. I think maybe that's just in my personality. I'll probably do that in life in general rather than with the band. But definitely. But I mean, like, you get moments like that, but then you get that thing where you just need to get over the bump and you go. It's that kind of fight or flight thing.
Of course, aye.
But like before, like it dawned on me, like actually quite recently, that before we were playing that King Tut's tent, that right up until 5 minutes before it, we were getting a kickabout with Tame Impala and just like chatting about smoking, drinking, sunshine, just like. And Tame Impala were like my favourite band at the time. That's still one of my favourite bands. But to be honest, that we didn't really care about it. It was like it didn't really register until I think back on it now and I go, that was surreal as fuck.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, just played football with Tame Impala, then somebody's coming over going, right boys, you're on in 5 minutes. You know, like, then you go on and you're playing the King Tut's tent at Tea in the Park. That was just at the time. No, it didn't really phase us. We didn't have to think about the offer at all. Like, but when I think back at it, I go, you should have really been phased by that. Like, you should have just sat in your ass and not played football with Tame Impala and just be nervous in the corner.
Probably a good time, but you're just away like kicking a ball about and you're no sitting about going fuck, because then you could end up going on stage and just crumbling. Because
That's
so
it.
much pressure.
That's it. I mean, I enjoy a good spew before I go on. I always do that. That's just never.
Really? That nervous?
I'd like really, like, people can't talk to me and all that. Like,
right.
Like, can always let mine our mate Pat. He was tour managing us, and he just took over, and he was trying to talk to me before the gig and all that, and I was just like,
Go away.
I was like, you're making me feel worse. Like,
I've had a couple of girlfriends take the hump because they come up to you like 5 minutes before they're due to go in, and they're like, and you're like, fuck off.
I totally,
get
like,
the fuck away
honestly,
from me,
like, it's just, I can't, because I just think if you're speaking to people, then, like, you're kind of like, it's almost like, well, if you don't speak to them, you're in your bubble a wee bit, and the people out there are maybe not quite as real. Do you know what I mean?
I think as well, when you're in a band, when you're playing club gigs and you've got 35, like half an hour, 40 minutes, you can't take that 15, 20 minutes to get in the zone. Like, if you go and see a band they're playing maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, they can take a song or two to like, right, no, a minute, right, okay. But you need to be like, jumping on stage, like, I'm ready to fucking go, warm, like, let's just go and put the fucking foot forward, do you know what I mean? Totally. You've got half an hour to make an impression. People want to come up and be like, pure good luck. And you're like, fuck off.
Exactly.
It's such a shame,
I know.
because people want to just come up and be like, have a good gig, man.
I know.
And you're just sitting there, pure stony face, like,
I know.
what's wrong with you? Like, I'm just a bit too
exactly, man. It's a difficult thing to comprehend when you're just sitting here. So I think you just fly through the gears that quick. You know, like I try to just put it out my head until I'm there.
The adrenaline.
And then all of a sudden, it's just whoom through the roof. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's that like you were saying earlier. That's what propels you really. Like, but you change. You definitely change. Like I don't want to kind of like dress up too much, but you're a different animal. You know, like
and you need. If you're not, then there's something wrong. Like there needs to be a zone.
Definitely.
There needs to be like an element of disconnection for like the person that walks about the street doubting himself, and you need to go on stage and sort of have a sort of persona about it.
Definitely. I mean, it's a natural thing. Everybody's obviously got various sides to their personality, but if I walked about being that guy, I'd probably get lifted pretty sharp. You know what I mean? Like, so, but it's good to let it come through every now and then, like at the right time.
So see with the new album and obviously the upcoming gig and stuff like that, like how far down the line are we with the new album? Is it going to be like completely finished by the time the gigs come round, or is it still going to be work in progress?
No, we don't really have a date for completion yet, but it'll be by the end of the year. And from that point, I don't really know. It's not up to me what happens with it really.
Okay.
Like, I kind of need to get a plan together.
But the folk coming to see you can expect to hear new material.
Oh, I definitely. It'll more or less be all new material.
Right.
Like this, so that's kind of
another element.
Exactly. Just like getting booed off after 2 tunes, you know. Like,
you definitely need to find the balance.
I remember
I
got to see Kings of Leon. I think you were there. It was like Sunday at Tea in the Park, and I'd been telling all my mates because like Youth and Young Manhood hadn't been out that long.
What an album, man!
And I was like to my mates, "Wait till you fucking see this band, man!" And they came out and they played the second album in its entirety on the main stage at Tea in the Park at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My mates were going, "You're fucking pissed!" Like, I'm telling you, like they played like 2 songs after the first album. I couldn't believe it, man.
Second album's a belter and all though.
Yeah. It's just because I think. They've maybe been apprehensive like, playing new material, but also like I think there was a whole load of people that were there to hear like the first album. And then when they got 3 tracks in, and people were like, I don't know any of this. And people started to just go, I'm away.
I think it's a common thing. I mean, I did it one time with, funny we're talking about him earlier on, but Paul Weller, where I think when you go to the festivals and you do the bigger gigs, there probably is a level of incumbency on you to throw out some greatest hits and stuff like that. But like, when you're going to see an artist tour a new album, you should expect to see that artist play the new album. But like, I'd only ever really been to see Paul Weller in like festivals and sort of greatest hits environments, and was just like, this is going to be some guy's phenomenal, love him, blah blah blah. And it was like Fast Car Slow Traffic a couple of years ago, his new album, and he came out and he played the entire album, start to finish. Nobody knew it. He did like 2 Style Council numbers in the encore, and then finished with That's Entertainment, and all my mates were all about like. Like no changing, man. You're just like, it's that way. He's kind of touring an album, you know what I mean? But again, I don't think there's a lot of that goes on anymore. I think people, you know, they like guys like James, you know, they keep with the hydro, and we're like, oh, we're not playing sit down, and you're like, are you fucking off? Like, what are you doing, man? Like,
really
people are paying to see that. Like, come on, like, we've been playing it for 20 years, and you're like, aye, but it's not about you.
Exactly.
But when somebody's coming out and actually going, here is your new album, they should be expecting to hear new material. You know what I mean? Like,
we've Any sort of stuff we've been putting out on our socials and all that stuff, it's always it's been alluding to the fact that we're going to be playing new stuff. There'll probably be 2 or 3 in there that people will know, but I just think, we've been away that long that we kind of need to sort of throw our cards on the table a bit and go here, this is what we've been doing, so I'm looking forward to it.
I find it difficult. There's a couple of times when I had extended breaks where I found it difficult as a singer. And it's almost like you get back and you're like, I can't quite hit these notes. I'm going to need a wee bit of time here.
Well, I think we've been in the studio 3 days a week, every week, apart from obviously every now and then somebody will go on holiday or they'll do whatever they're doing. So I haven't really had a break from singing, really.
So you're still playing and stuff.
And some of the songs that we're working on now, so much more difficult to sing than there's one in particular. It's just my range is just I'm going through everything. I'm kind of
vocal acrobats.
I'm just to the best of my ability. There's a whole gambit in this one song really that probably, if you looked at what we'd done previously, that would vocally would probably all sit in this one song.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we've been trying to stretch ourselves a fair bit in what type of band we are.
That's cool.
And what type of songs we write, how I'm going to sing, what tones we're using and all that. It's a natural thing obviously to kind of progress, but it's still essentially going to be, I mean, you hear
Still going to be you.
you hear guys talking about their bands and all that as if they're going to come out with some funk thing or whatever, and they used to be acoustic acts or something like that. But it's still going to be Tijuana Bible. It's going to be, we're just going to have that sound. But for us, I think we've took it into a different dimension.
I love that.
us.
I think that's the sign of any sort of meaningfully good band is that, and use obvious examples like your Radioheads and Muses and these sort of high-end guys that, although they maybe started Showbiz or OK Computer, the next album was about how do we stretch, how do we evolve, how do we move forward, and sometimes you'll get situations where bits and bobs maybe no work because of people's expectations, but then if you're pushing that whole time, then all that really matters is that you're happy with what you're producing and that you're feeling that it is an accurate representation of where you are as a band.
Aye, definitely.
You know what
I think you're totally right in what you say. Radiohead's a band that we look to, that in particular that attitude, they kind of switching things up. We we've felt in ourselves that there's a couple of times where we've actually we've done that and just broke everything back down to zero and then went I want to kind of go down this route. For instance, a few. When we started writing this album, a lot of what I was doing was kind of very straightforward, straight up punk sounding, and I kind of wanted to go down that route with the album.
Right.
But then you'd write something else. It was kind of we'd have that kind of thing, and then one day we'd come out with something that was really melodic and steady, being really throbbing and fast paced. So it was that way we were kind of writing with 2 brains almost,
right?
And a lot of what we were doing was then trying to just sort of build a bridge between that and kind of, so you try to make it a complete work rather than. I think the easy thing to do would have been make that 2 EPs, make that a 5 or 6 track. And make that the same, and then that means we can put that out. We can go on tour. We can go and do this. We can do that. Blah 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 blah. And then we've got the other one good to go. And then and we could have been doing that. We could have done that a year and a half ago, probably. But I think you do. You kind of need to have the guts to just not do that and make sure that we've always wanted to write what we consider to be a top album. So that's what we're...
Rather than chucking out 6 songs at a time just to keep people's interest.
That's it.
I think that's definitely the way forward, man. Is that you're going out there and you're producing the content that you're happy with, and you have got that working relationship where you can test out ideas and explore other avenues. Then, that's the dream, man.
Aye, definitely. one day you'll look back on it, you know, you won't be doing it anymore, and you want to look back on it and go, like, really, I don't want to have any regrets about like not having put out a full length album. That's just, I know it's almost like in a business sense, it's kind of poo-pooed, like putting albums out now and all that. You know, it should just be singles on Spotify constantly and EPs, you know, for a kind of, you know, if you want to be extravagant. And I just don't think that. I just don't think that's on.
No, when I was getting into music and first listening to music and then really going deeper into it, past the Oasis stuff, the stuff that I love the most is the albums that are 10 tracks that are like all 10 tracks, but they all sort of relate to each other. Maybe don't sound like each other, but there's like a through theme. Like Absolution's one that's jumping to mind, but even like Tommy and Quadrophenia and going back and listening to that and going, fuck man, concept albums. These things are almost like dead.
I know. I think that maybe the only like the band that are really kind of championing that it was probably Idols, like Joy as an act of resistance. Is a brilliant album, like, and
I think Arctic Monkeys tried to do it with whatever that last album.
Tranquility Base. So, I like it. I have to say, I kind of, when I listened to it originally, I went, no, I lost it.
There's a couple of listens and you're like, nah, I'm starting to kind of get it, but it's, I don't know. I think visually, I hate it. I hate the look. I hate the way. I hate the sort of left turn that they've took.
They've tried that before.
The mauve linen.
I don't get it. But the album itself, like, I can hear Bowie. So I'm like, I do like it. I admire the balls to write AM, which is a fucking amazing album, and then go, fuck it, we'll just throw this in and just do what we want to do. And but I think there are a couple of bands out there that are trying to do like the concepts and have like through themes, but in the mainstream, it's gone until the album's died. It's such a shame.
We had that one when we
superb fucking art form. Like,
reaching out to people, and obviously in relation to the show, and this weekend the Playground Festival in Glasgow had Lauryn Hill, and obviously that was one. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album, start to finish, was phenomenal, and I think that's another one of the ones where I can't imagine nowadays somebody coming to the fore with an album, they're going, well, we've got rap, we've got hip hop, we've got soul, we've got gospel, we've got blues, but it all fits together as one thing.
Wait to hear her.
You know what I mean?
Get a choir in there.
My girlfriend was actually at Lauryn Hill last night.
Oh man.
She was an hour and a half late on, and then get hauled off stage after 20 minutes.
Really?
Because of the sound restrictions and all that.
They can't have it overplaying.
Wow.
I think somebody else did that at the Hydro a couple of months ago as well. Like turned up at like 9:45 and got took off at 10:30.
I think that might have been Lauryn Hill as well.
I mean, I think that's insane. Like that's when you get to the point where you're no longer in it for anything other than either your own gratification or to make money. And when you're turning up late, you don't give a fuck.
I know, like either that or she's kind of trying to get into that diva bracket by behaving that way, because I don't think she, as amazing as she is, I don't think she's quite in the kind of only Aretha Franklin.
She's not got the body
she's
of
not
work
quite
to really take the piss out of stage times and stuff. It's like she's got you've got the Fugees and then you've got the Miseducation, and then you're kind of like, what else have you got? It's like almost like it's not
That's
like
right.
Beyonce or whatever. It's got like 10 years worth of fucking.
My mum and dad went to see Gladys Knight like last month.
Wow.
And she was bloody lovely by all accounts. So like,
fucking love Gladys Knight.
she's a proper diva, you know. But
right.
I would happily be a fat white middle-aged pip. So like just in the powder Botox, just pure shimmying and pointing in the background.
But funnily enough, my dad always says that. He's like, I always wanted to be a pip.
Aye, fucking right, man. Like, oh, you're that. Like,
if I couldn't play for Celtic, I always wanted to be a pip.
Gladys, if you're listening, I'll happily be a pip for you. Like,
that's brilliant, man. I always wanted to be a pip. Class. Did you find yourself getting frustrated in your time off? Like, because I think playing live, I would always say to people that you can be a musician. Like I've got a couple of mates that are like absolutely don't want to be in a band. Do you know what I mean? They're phenomenal musicians, and they like to sit and either record themselves or do session work. I think they're two very different things. And I think too much of one isn't great as well
Aye.
as too much of the other isn't great either.
Aye.
There's a mix. Like if you get 4 guys locked into a room and they're working on like an album, it can end up almost like Stockholm syndrome, or like
Definitely, aye.
if you've been pure itching to get out and
Aye, I think that I miss it definitely, and I think like the band itself, I think we kind of see it almost as like the reward for putting the hours in the studio is actually getting to play the gig, and sort of hopefully connecting with people and making it a good one for everybody, and that's how you get your buzz. But if you're obviously you can do that if you're writing good songs, but we can be I personally can be a bit of a stickler for just running it over and over and over and over and over and over, and it can get a bit, like meticulous or whatever. But like,
End up in your own head on it.
aye, definitely. And I think that you just really we see ourselves as a kind of as an old school band where we go out and you get in a van, you go and play gigs and play as many as you possibly can. That's what we love doing. Like we would, again, like kind of very short into our kind of career or whatever you want to call it. We went on a 7-week tour of Europe as well, and like that was kind of like, I think our manager at the time was like, let's see if they can do this, and we absolutely loved it. It was phenomenal, like just some of the ridiculous stuff that happened on it, and like we came back and thought more of that.
do that again.
Aye. So we kind of, that's really where we.
How was the music received by foreign audiences?
Really well. Like, I just like some places you go to and they treat you like you're the Beatles.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
I was going to say, like British music is generally well received,
Yeah.
especially British rock music. People will get that sort of like, oh, they'll be good.
Aye, there's still a romance
Maybe
to it. You know what I mean? Like, there's still a kind of like a prestige or whatever being a band from Britain and all that, and like.
Remember playing a gig with the Renells years ago? We were playing Sloan's. Sloan's put a gig up at Stairs in Sloan's. It was like a showcase. Billy Sloan was there. So I don't think that was any relation to it being in Sloan. But the press were there basically. And I think it was like them playing their album at the time, and the guy at King Tut's was like, "Geez, what I can do in play a gig?" Like, aye, alright. We got there and one of them was saying that they played to 4,000 people in Japan.
Aye.
And then came back on the Thursday and played to like 50 people in Sleazy's on Saturday night.
Aye.
And like they went for screaming fans, chasing them down the street in the motor, like literally like Beatles mania to turning up and their mum and dad's having to come down to fucking Nice and Sleazy's and watch them, and you're just like, how does there's almost like this British or something that happens here where we hate trials. Do you know what I mean? It's like, how dare you try?
But I think that is the case definitely. But like, I think that's just kind of born out. Like that's what keeps everybody humble, I suppose, in it, and like, and that's where you get that. We're famous for our sharp tongues and all that, and the sarcasm and everything. So that's all part of it, I suppose. But it's kind of, I think a lot of the time people can have preconceived ideas about you as a person if you say that you're a musician or you're in a band or whatever, and they start coming out with stuff like, oh, we see you on the X Factor, or oh, you'll be famous one day and all that, and you're like, fuck off. Like, I just like being in a
family
band.
Party karaoke, and it'd be like, Paul's a singer, and I'd be like, no, that fucking kind of singer. Unless you've got my songs on the fucking karaoke.
I know that. There's nothing. I'm absolutely riddled with anxiety if somebody brings a guitar out at a party or that. I hate it. Oh, I hate it, man. Like,
that's a weird thing because I was the same. So if it was previous to playing live gigs, I'd be all at it. I'd be like, aye, geez it, I'll play Oasis, but I would love it. And then once you get so far down the road, there just becomes this weird fucking intimacy between you and this party. I don't know if it's maybe your own ideas or their expectation. They're hoping this is going to be good, and I'm pissed. I know. I'm no good at singing this song. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's one. I'm not very good at playing guitar anyway. I'm too lazy to kind of learn other songs other than I play guitar so I can kind of make wee sounds here and there that go along with what I'm writing. Like, so I don't sit and learn other people's songs and stuff like that. So like, if somebody's like, right, on you go, then like, I'm like,
At least you've got a good excuse.
Aye,
I might be
aye.
a rock star, but I only play my own music.
well, I do hide behind that line every now
Get
and
your
then. By
wallet
the
out.
way.
Get your wallet out.
You need to pay to see me play. This is other people's opportunity. You get to see me all the time.
Well, that's I can write actually like at a family party. My dad was like, "Right, Tony, on you go. Come on, use a song, use a song, use a song." And I went into full on wee boy mode and just went, "Dad, you're going to just stop embarrassing me in front of all parties." And then they were all like, "Ooh," you know, it was all hush. It's just,
You're going to be
Well,
the family
Tony-
diva now.
"Well, Tony, if you don't want to play a song, it's okay, son. Don't worry about it." All that. He's rallying around all that. Sat back down, like, what the fuck was that all about, man? Get back yourself, like-
Triggered you.
Aye,
Therapy after
totally, aye.
It's like notoriously difficult. Now when we were talking, we've spoke with previous guests as well about trying to make money, like through music, and how it's. I mean, there's segments of the music industry we used to be able to make some cash where it's just been completely siphoned off and
Aye.
it goes elsewhere. Like these have like sort of innovative ways I try to make some extra cash. These work. Do you have like, jobs and stuff like that?
I work part time. All the boys do. But like stuff like that kind of thing. That sort of helps.
Okay,
Right, get corporate sponsors for your gigs. Like, if you can get that done.
Like you need to sell your soul a wee bit.
Right.
Like, love you, Jack Daniels.
I also love Jack Daniels. Like, seen,
Sponsorship.
was it Sean who was getting cans of Tennant sent to him at Innocent Gun or something?
Aye,
So
people have-
Mr. Daniels, if you're listening,
So there's been a couple of people that have got like a couple of thousand followers on Twitter, Scottish Twitter, that have been tagging brands,
Right.
realising that they'll
Right.
send them some free shit. Do you know what I mean?
fair
Like,
play.
a case of beer, like yes, like sponsorship.
Well, that's weird. That's probably our worst thing as a band is like all the social media stuff and even Spotify. Like, I can't be bothered like getting
Yeah.
to grips with it. Like, I really can't. Like,
takes time.
I can't be bothered with it, but you kind of need to do that. But anyway, stuff like sponsorship for gigs. Obviously we've got certain fees that we wouldn't. That kind of I don't want to sound like a dick, but that kind of need to be met.
Aye, they make
Of
your
course.
mark,
You know what I mean?
like,
So,
100%.
and
It's good that you're in the position that you can do that, though. Do you know what I mean? There's
aye.
so many people that just try and don't even get to the point where they can be like, we demand a fee
Aye,
for
aye.
our time. Do you know what I mean?
But I think that comes with the fact that you do need to just play as many gigs as you can at the start and really rack it up. Really make sure that you're in a position to say, that no, we need a fee.
I
or
think it's
whatever.
become, and like, we talk about the sponsorship and stuff like that. Like, I think the days where it was an issue, back in the 60s and 70s, people were like, oh, don't, as you said, sell
Aye.
your soul and all this. I think it's such a cliched notion now that, like, it's the sponsorship of acts and artists is so mainstream now and
Aye.
so, like, the reality of life that I don't think even, like, for me is like the audience, like,
Aye.
it doesn't even register with me. Same with the football,
Aye.
clubs change jerseys and sponsors. It's never once made me buy whatever's on the front of your
True,
shirt
aye.
or whatever's on the flyer or whatever it is, if I wasn't going to do it already. So I think if it helps you get where you're going and you still get the creative freedom to be who you are when you're
Aye.
on stage, then I don't really think that is something that is the same concern as it was 30 years ago.
Aye,
You
I
know what
think
mean?
you're
Like,
right because like back then, whenever like people would say, "Oh, you're selling your soul if you're getting kind of on board with corporate companies or whatever." That's also at a time where like record labels would come along and go, "Bang, there's a big
Aye.
£500,000 advance."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You
So
can
that
make your money for,
aye,
for your music and your touring.
Aye.
So there was no
That's
need
it.
for it.
Aye.
Like, absolutely no need for it.
and people bought records. So like now that there's probably less need for a record label and more need for that type of sponsorship. Other ways as well, like we've had our like kind of syncs and stuff like that, so we've like kind of done okay with that. Like in fact, probably the coolest thing as far as my girlfriend is concerned that we've ever done was a Kate Moss commercial in France, and she designed a clothing range and all that. So it's this really kind of chic film of Kate Moss essentially just rolling about on the grass to her song.
nice.
And that was
cool,
cool.
man.
That was
So
really
did you
cool.
put your music up for like the adverts and stuff like that?
Aye,
Like,
well, our publisher.
Your publisher,
Aye,
yeah.
and
I know a guy that got offered a quarter. No, wouldn't be that much. 250, but it'll be 25 grand to sign. He wrote a song called Flora,
Right.
and it was Flora, the spread. Our company owns them. Like they offered them 20 odd grand to buy this song.
Oh, really?
And he was like, nah.
What's he going to do with it though?
I know, but this was the thing.
Hold on, was the song about margarine?
It's like, you should have sold that fucking song to Flora, mate.
Totally.
Like, fucking hell.
I
man.
know.
Was the song actually about margarine?
No, it
Right,
was just called Flora. And
Right,
they were
I
like-
thought, right,
the
okay.
guys were, they were
Aye.
great. Man. I can't even remember the name of the band, but they were like Glasgow's version of Flight of the Conchords.
Oh,
they were from
man.
Aberdeen, but they had
Right.
come down. And the guy was in a band called Nero. Remember Nero?
Aye, I think
Back
so.
in the day,
aye.
they'd got like to a decent sort of size. Supported Travis, like
Right,
they got
okay,
to like, a
cool.
decent. But that band had split up. They were a serious band, and they started doing this thing with his mate, where it was like Flight of the Conchords, like half comedy, but the songs were fucking excellent because the two of them were great songwriters.
Aye,
and
aye.
they wrote this song called Flora, but it wasn't about
Right.
the spread, but it was catchy and it was funny. And they thought, we'll take that, and that will be like a good advertising campaign.
Right.
And offered them whatever, and they turned it down. It was just
Oh,
like,
well.
fuck's sake, mate, you
Fair
kidding
play.
on, man?
Well, on the flip side of that, Jeremy Clarkson was also driving about on that programme that he's in, that Top Gear, the other one.
The ones on Amazon.
The Grand Tour.
The Grand
That-
Tour, aye.
He's cutting about in a Jaguar with one of your songs blasting over the top.
Oh,
of it.
that's
Like,
fucking amazing. One of my ambitions
it's not,
was
it's a bit disgusting.
get FIFA. That was one of my
Aye.
ambitions as a wee guy. See if I
Aye.
can get a song onto FIFA.
Well,
Right.
we got FIFA Goal of the Month once that's just on YouTube, FIFA's YouTube,
Right.
and they put it on, and it was like everybody's scudding in big 45-yard volleys and all that, and one of your tunes was
Did
on
you
that
get
as well. That was
played
quite
on,
cool.
Soccer AM?
I don't think
No?
so. I'm not sure. We've been played on
fucking
Sky
triggered
Sport. We've been played on Sky Sports a few times, but a lot of the time I don't actually know what it is until because we'll get an email through saying this is where your songs have been played. Like blah, blah, blah.
Alright.
Formula One have used it like loads of times apparently. Like and I didn't know about it. I don't know if it was maybe just like a wee 5 second, 10 second
Aye.
clip or something like that. But
That's cool,
Aye.
man.
That is cool.
I think that's probably a market that bands don't really think about to go
Aye.
into, is just put it out. Because if they pick it up, amazing. If they don't, well, what have you lost?
Aye,
Like,
exactly.
Nothing really into it, man.
Exactly. I'm not entirely sure how it works with the publishing side of it, but I think my general understanding of it is like certain companies they'll have X amount of publishers that they work with, and then they'll go like, we need this is a brief for this type of music that we want.
Aye, what we're looking
Aye,
for.
and then they'll go, right, okay, well, here's 3 of my bands or whatever.
Yeah.
Listen to that, and then.
I knew a
it
dude
comes
that
out.
did that, but it was like requests. So him and they were in a band, but it wasn't through their band. It was just him and his songwriting partner, and they used to get briefs, and it would be like a mad scramble. Like,
Aye.
so it'd be him and probably like 500 other guys
Yeah.
in the UK need to get a fucking song right.
Aye,
I don't
aye.
think I could do that.
No, no
And see that
chance.
type of pressure.
On
Aye.
demand.
That's when you need to be a proper musician.
Aye,
I'm not,
aye, aye.
I'm not there.
No desire for that.
I'm just like flashing shit out. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully that sounds good.
Well, the only time I've ever worked to a briefing is earlier on this year. Actually, I wrote the top line on another album, on a producer's album for him, and I don't really know. That's getting mixed in now, but
Right.
it's like I'm not sure what's going to happen with it, but it's a bit more kind of commercial, indie rock
Yeah.
or whatever. But aye, that was quite a nice project to undertake while we are still kind of doing a thing
Aye.
with the album, and I had time to do it with gigs and stuff like that. So that was quite. It was pretty much gave me a briefing on what he kind of wants it to, what sort
It's
of
kind of like an
bands.
extension of that we were talking earlier on, where you're like trying new things, pushing yourself, seeing
Aye,
where the
aye.
boundaries are and stuff like
Aye.
that. You know what I mean?
That's it. Like kind of a lot of what we do. But he did say to me, he was like, I don't want Tijuana Bibles for this. He's like, I don't want that type of writing. So I don't want anything too dark. And then I was like,
Right.
right, cool. So that leaves me plenty of scope then. Do you know what I mean? I'll
Yeah.
kind of go into the wee Alice in Wonderland type keyhole and go
Right,
see
aye.
what's over there.
Get some stuff here. Can I take to the band?
Aye, aye.
Be moments when you're taking somebody a new song and you're like, you're like try to play it.
Aye,
You're
aye.
like, fuck.
This one's called Flora.
We're going to turn down 20 grand for this one. That's us just went past the hour, mate. Like, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
No, our pleasure's all mine, man.
Absolutely.
I'm going to come along to the gig.
Yep.
I keep
Oh, nice
going-
one.
Aye, 10th of August. So
Definitely.
it's right round the corner. I think I'll probably usually we record like 3 or 4 weeks behind, but I'll probably just put this one straight out so
brilliant.
that it's like
That would be cool.
meeting the gig. But do you want to just tell people where they can find like the band and
Well, physically you can find us at St Luke's on the 10th of August.
go to the fucking gig?
Aye. And probably just for a bit of fun, type in Tijuana Bibles into Google and see what comes up, because it probably won't be the band.
Okay.
So that's something for these to
There we
do.
go. Easter egg.
We'll do that. And what about like social media? Have you-
Social
just
media,
Tijuana Bibles. everywhere?
Tijuana Bibles, all squashed together on Instagram.
And that will be you this time.
That will be, aye. And
Spotify and Apple Music and
Spotify, all that malarkey, aye.
Awesome, mate. Well, thanks very much for coming in and talking.
Aye.
to
No,
us, man.
thanks
It's been
a lot.
pleasure,
Really
buddy.
enjoyed it. And
Cheers, man.
Likewise.
Loved hearing the music as well.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Lightning falls when there is panic in the sky. Thunder calls when all but fear is left to die. You tell it like it's fantasy, something that you're never going to be. Same old story every day. There's just one thing that I have to say, that if we believe, if we trusted you, then I don't know why you say the things you do. You'd see a whole new way to be, giving honest answers and not those lies to me. Empty halls now filled with echoes of their past. Honor stars, they lived each day like it's their last. You tell it like it's fantasy, something that you're never going to be. Same old story every day. There's just one thing that I have to say, that if we believe, if we trusted you, then I don't know why you say the things you do. You'd see a whole new way to be, giving honest answers and not those lies to me. And I can tell that you're on a mission just to break the walls down time and time again. If it wasn't true, would it be okay to break the walls down time and time again? That if we believe, if we trusted you, then I don't know why you say the things you do. You'd see a whole new way to be, giving honest answers and not those lies to me. Believe, if we trusted you, then I don't know why you say the things you do. You'd see a whole new way to be, giving answers are not those lies to me.